Welcome to this series of small videos that are introducing the agenda items for the IPBES 8 plenary. And in this video here, we are going to present agenda item 9, which is on improving the effectiveness of the platform. And that item is informed by document IPBES 8.8. Whose long title you see on this slide here. So this presentation follows on the two decisions that you see here. Decision 7.2 first, which welcomed the report from the external review of IPBES at the end of its first work program, and also requested the Bureau, the Multidisciplinary Expert Panel, and the Executive Secretary to take these recommendations, apply them to the new work program of IPBES up to 2030, and to identify any solutions or issues for consideration by IPBES 8. It also follows on a decision IPBES 7.1, which requested the MEP and the Bureau to review the use and the impact of the conceptual framework. So in this presentation, we will be following the structure of document IPBES 8.8. As you can see here, I will present on the part A of part 1 on the responses to the reconsiderations by the review panel, and I will then be followed by Marie Stenseke, co-chair of the Multidisciplinary Expert Panel, and then by Ana Maria Hernandez, chair of IPBES, who will present all of the other parts of document IPBES 8.8. So now we move into this part A, which is general considerations in response to the review of the panel at the end of the first work program of IPBES. So there is a document, document information 21. It's a very long table which takes all of the recommendations from the review panel, and then lists all of the responses and actions that have been taken since the IPBES 7 plenary in response to these recommendations. I'm not going to attempt to address all of the issues that are listed in this table. As I said, it's quite a table, but I would like in this video to give a flavor against each one of the 5 categories of that table, which are listed here. So in terms of the category called origin, conceptualization, and positioning of IPBES, the review talked about strengthening the stakeholder engagement, and in the response, we flag the existence now in the new work program of Objective 5C. And Objective 5C is about strengthening stakeholder engagement. And the table also then points out to a number of actions that have been taken to strengthen stakeholder engagement, and they are listed in detail in the information document 16. Concerning governance structure and procedures, one of the comments was regarding the nomination of experts, the need to have more social scientists, to have more practitioners, and there are a number of actions that have been taken, particularly to better design the calls for experts to make them more specific. And the response also points to already early achievements in terms of the disciplinary balance of experts in some of the ongoing assessments. Regarding the implementation of the first work program, the review pointed in particular to the need to strengthen the activities around policy support and also around knowledge and data. And the responses point to the fact that there are now new task forces that have been established with new technical support units in terms of policy support. under Objective 4A of the new work program, there is now an explicit focus on supporting the use of assessments in decision making, so to really increase the use of IPBES assessment to inform decision making, so the heart of policy support really. And regarding knowledge and data, there has been a lot of work. There is now a new data management policy, which has been released by the dedicated part of the technical support unit on data. And there is a new process to catalyze the generation of new knowledge, with dialogue soon to take place to catalyze this generation. Regarding budget and financial arrangements, among many other comments, the review pointed to the need to diversify resources. And here, one of the response points to the early achievements of the Secretariat in terms of reaching out to the private sector and seeking some new contributions in order to complement the national contributions from governments that are already being received on the trust fund. And then finally, towards greater impact, there is a recommendation for improving communication, better targeting communication, as well as better tracking of the impact, in particular, of the IPBES assessments. And there, the responses point to the significant growth and to the major achievements in terms of communication activities. They are fully detailed in the information document 15. And the table also talks about the track database, which tracks the impact of the IPBES products and assessments in particular. It's not an exhaustive database, but it already contains 400 examples of such impacts around the world. So that really closes my short introduction of this item 9 and of the document 8.8. I have focused on the general considerations as described in information 21. And now I'm handing over to Marie Stensike, who is going to continue this presentation, to then be followed by Ana Maria Hernandez.
Thank you very much, Anne. Now, let me present you part B and C on this item 9 of the agenda, in which it is my pleasure to inform about advances on the roles of Bureau and MEP and the Manual for National Focal Points. So let's start with part B. As you recall, during the 7th plenary session, the report on the review of IPBES found that could be overlaps in the work that the Bureau and the Multidisciplinary Expert Panel does, addressing also the utility of having two separated bodies. We had the opportunity to review with rigor the finding, and although we found weaknesses in the process of preparation of deliverables, this does not justify opening the rules and procedures of IPBES for revision. The exercise we've done was to develop clear guidance for the implementation of the different roles that MEP and Bureau has when oversight the work of assessments and task forces. Also, we found necessary to develop a code of practices, and I invite all of you to review these documents that you can find at IPBES/8/INF22 in the sections 1 and 2 of the annex. Now, specifically about the modalities and practical guidance, we clearly defined the role of the Bureau to take care of the policy, procedural, and administrative aspects of the platform. And by the other hand, the MEP take care of scientific guidance. This applies for the processes of elaboration of scoping documents and assessments, but also for participation in the task forces and in communication and outreach. Also, we noted the need to produce a guidance that clarifies our work as part of management committees of the different assessments. Now, on the code of practice, we present the way in which a bureau or MEP must act under each role, but also we cover a guidance on how to address communication and publications related to the platform, and we cover issues such as conflict of interest and potential breaches. I want to thank very much the IPBES Bureau and MEP team, which together with the Secretariat are presenting today these very good mechanisms, which will allow us to clarify and enhance the role of MEP and Bureau, as was the call of the report on the review of IPBES. Now, let's continue with Part C of Item 9 of the agenda regarding the Manual for National Focal Points. The report on the review of IPBES pointed out as finding the need to develop a manual for national focal points to support the national processes and the relations between them and IPBES. I take this opportunity to call all our members that have not pointed at a national focal point or have to update information to do so. Now, the Bureau and the MEP, with all the support of the Secretariat, developed the Manual for National Focal Points. You can note here the link where you can find it. As you can see, includes basic information about the platform, the roles that a national focal point is expected to assume, and a guide to sessions of the plenary of IPBES. We really hope that this document will be a useful tool for all of us and all of you. With this, now I hand over to Marit Zenke, co-chair of MEP.
Thank you, Anna Maria. Now we come to subsection D on the review of the use and impact of the IPBES conceptual framework. This is a task that the MEP and the Bureau have been engaged with as requested by the plenary at IPBES 7. The IPBES conceptual framework is an overall key in structuring the work of IPBES, in assessments as well as in task forces. It was adopted at IPBES 2 in 2013 with just a slight change in wording since, replacing nature's benefits to people with nature's contributions to people as the overarching concept in the core box to the left. In order to map and analyze the use and impact of IPBES conceptual framework, the MEP and the Bureau have taken parallel actions: 2 online surveys carried out 2020, one with experts in IPBES ongoing and completed assessments, and one with national focal points and stakeholders. And these are complemented then by a literature review. Overall, the results are very positive, and it shows that both experts, national focal points, and stakeholders are frequently making use of the conceptual framework, and thus that the IPBES framework certainly has an added value. This table is just one out of many in the rich material. The result of the studies is presented in a draft document that are out for public review at present. And the document will be finalized then after the review and submitted to IPBES 9. Next is subsection E on improving the effectiveness of the assessment process. The actions taken here are based on lessons learned from the authors engaged in IPBES assessment, as well as on recommendation from the external review panel. The 3 actions initiated this far are first, an additional review of the summary for policymakers, and this is piloted for the values assessment the coming summer. Second, to include more practitioners already in the scoping of an assessment, and that is now applied in the ongoing scoping process for business and biodiversity. And third, piloting innovative methods. This action is mainly carried out by the Knowledge and Data Task Force and includes applications of artificial intelligence and natural language processing. And the latter is a method that could be used, for example, to overcome language barriers. This concludes Item 9, Section 1 on responses to the recommendations by the external review panel. Thank you.
So this closes our collective presentation of item 9 on improving the effectiveness of the platform. And we thank you very much for your attention.